this was something that really I realized that God really wanted to happen. I don't think I had necessarily been doing anything, so it's just like, dang, like I haven't really been putting myself out there. And so the fact that this still came, it's just like, what?
With her being a fashion designer, I feel like she carries the presence of a fashion designer. The way she like dresses,
Yeah.
And not to be weird, but like Jayda be smelling good.
I definitely feel like you do well carrying the presence. All of us really do.
Yeah, for
carrying
sure.
the presence of what we do. Even the way people do photo shoots for their brands.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that's in that picture for that photo shoot is communicating the type of brand you have to the person that's looking.
Yeah.
Be very aware of how you're looking, how you're presenting your brand.
You can't just go around looking any way. All of that goes within your branding, and you have to be intentional about what you're presenting.
That's good.
Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Tre'Vion. Welcome to the Growing Painz Podcast, where we talk about business, music, and the life of a young adult.
Yeah.
Let's get it. How y'all
Let's
feeling?
get it. Feeling good.
No. Hey y'all, I'm Jayda.
Right.
Oh.
Like, why you don't
Like, it's our podcast, too.
You could have said your name. I said, "What? Let's get it. How y'all feeling?" You could have been like, "I'm Jayda."
I'm about to say, I'm Jayda and I'm feeling good.
And my name's Yanni and I'm feeling great.
I mean, y'all just did it right now.
Anyways, what is up, Trey?
What's good, y'all? What's
Yes.
good, Jayda and Yanni? Yanni and Jayda.
But Jayda just took a trip to New York.
Took a trip?
New
Yes.
York, yes.
How
She was
was
on a
that?
big screen.
She was on the big screen. Literally,
I
my
was.
aunts. They said, "Oh, I see her. She was on the podcast."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, auntie, that's tough. You showing love."
Oh, that's cute, auntie.
Let us. How was the trip though?
Nah, it was amazing, bro. Like, they treated us so good. As soon as I got there, they had the chauffeur waiting in the airport. He had a sign that said Jayda Javaria on it. And I was like,
Period.
I wanted to record him, but
should've.
I was nervous. And I was thinking of y'all.
I'd be like-
Bro, I was telling Jayda, I was like, you should have took
I
a
should have got a
picture.
picture of that. I was thinking, bro, Yanni and Trey would want me to get a picture of this.
No, you should have pulled out that phone and said, "Listen, my name is on here."
Right, for sure.
That would have been hard.
Nah, for real. It was so cool. I was like, ooh, I'm like famous or whatever.
So what was the process like prior to, pre?
Oh
The show.
yeah. So basically, all right. I have a point that's gonna go on to all of this. But basically, they found me from a TikTok that I did 2 years ago. Honestly, the same TikTok that Good Morning America found me from. They found that same TikTok. Y'all, I have not been on TikTok in 2 years. Like, or at least a year and a half. A long time. And so it's just like, it is something about that TikTok. That one, it's like one video I have that went viral.
So what was the TikTok?
It was basically a video of me showing the progression of my work from like 7 years old to like 22.
So if y'all want to get on TV, post the progression of your work.
No, for real. Basically, and you need to pin that video to the top.
Right, that's the strategy.
It's like, keep getting me on the show.
Right.
Because all these shows like that video at this point, like,
That's
for real.
fire.
No, honestly. And so they found me from the TikTok. They reached out, they emailed me, and then we started doing calls. We did an initial call so they could get to know more about me. Oh, you know what's another thing? People were reaching out to me, like other designers, saying like, "Oh my gosh, I applied to be on the show," and just like even at the show they were talking about applications, and I was like, I did not apply for nothing. I didn't even know this was an app. Like, I did not know you actually had to submit an application for this show.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I did not apply for nothing.
That's crazy because I watched I was trying to see the videos. I was like, bro, I was looking up your name on YouTube. I was like, Jayda Ellis, Tre'Vion show. And that's before you like posted it on your story. I had looked at it the same night. And then I seen like they had an option to, apply to get on the show. And I was like, I wonder if Jayda did that because the video that you did, I don't know where you were at, but you did a video, like an introduction video.
Oh, you
and
saw
I thought
that?
Yeah. I saw all of that.
Where was it at?
I think it was on YouTube.
Oh, I did not
Yeah.
know that. Oh,
I
that's crazy.
think, if I'm not mistaken, the full like live show. I think they included that in there.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I got to go back and look.
Yep.
But yeah, like I did not have to apply. So even that, I was just like, wow. God is amazing. Because they were like, I think they had like hundreds of applicants or something.
And they reached out to you.
And they reached out to me. And so it's just like, wow, that's amazing.
You had got the phone call. Jayda was jumping around.
Bro.
Oh, yeah. She was here.
I got it.
Yeah.
Bro, y'all, I think it was like between me and an 8-year-old for my spot. And I'm sorry to that 8-year-old. I'm sorry to that 8-year-old.
I'm sorry to that 8-year-old.
Look, you 8. Maybe you could do it when you 9. Okay.
Right.
Now let me stop.
Don't do him like that.
Now, what if they watch this?
Right. Bro, when he come up or he or she, when they come up, they gonna be like, yeah, you played me.
Right. He stole my spot.
Yeah. I got my spot. Now he gonna be on, I don't know. He gonna be in a movie.
No,
he
for
or she.
real. Nah, let me stop playing. I love the kids. I support the kids for
Did
sure.
it like only if I'm getting on the show.
Only if you're not stealing my spot.
Look, you gotta go.
That's
I tripped him in the
That's funny, bro.
Yo. So yeah, like, what was that process like? Cause you got so basically they took care of all the transportation.
Yeah, we had to do a lot of calls we had to do so many calls. I'll say I was like more nervous going through the process even before I think I got the confirmation. Or did I? Well, at some point, yeah, I did get the confirmation, but I realized that on TV it is a lot different than the podcast because they expect things to be said a certain way. And even it was funny. Okay, if anybody from the show, the production team watches this, no offense, this is not like a bad thing. But it was so funny to me how all of us, me and the designers, were talking about how at one point we were just like, bro, they're making my story so sad. And one girl was like, yeah, they said they wanted me to say I had crippling depression, and I never had depression or whatever. And then another guy was like, I think he was like his producer asked, like, so what's your struggle? Like, what did you go through?
They said, come on, give me the pain.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
And so, but I get it, y'all. If you watching, I
get it.
Because I guess that's what does well.
On the show, I'm just saying.
I feel like it's really pulling on heartstrings. Because, like, you know, the little African kids where they be like, in the arms.
That is a dog commercial.
The kids too in Africa.
They use that song for the kids?
Yes, I
think so.
I saw
They use
that.
that song for the dogs.
Yeah, when they be like
I
asking
seen
for
the African kids.
Yeah,
in the
don't they
desert.
use that song for the dogs? They use it for
Of
the
course
dogs.
they would know. They've been on my screen.
Look, Zell, it was a black and white video with the dogs.
Zell and Jayda would know. They've been here since.
Bruh, look, when we was
since
kids,
the first war.
when me and Zell was kids, it was for the dogs. Maybe when y'all was kids, it was for the African kids. Exactly.
Hey,
Bro,
yo.
for real.
For the brand. They stand on too. For the brand, bro.
So yeah, like, okay. So you get there. How are you feeling in that? Like,
I
this is
think
a
the
whole
whole time-
process, getting the service, like, you
I
know,
was
special
hyped.
treatment.
You know, like I was grateful. The whole time I was grateful just because this was something that really I realized that God really wanted to happen. Because I've talked about the whole Good Morning America thing before. That was actually supposed to happen exactly a year ago, last September. And it didn't happen. And I feel like I pushed that opportunity away because of like how I was thinking and everything. And so, but that was also something that God told me. You're going to have this opportunity to have this big fashion show and all of these things. And so the fact that God brought a similar opportunity, even though the fashion show may have been bigger, God still brought a similar opportunity back exactly a year later. I was like, oh yeah, like God really wants me to have this opportunity, because I don't even think I had necessarily been doing anything. You know how they say like preparation meets opportunity? Mm-hmm. I don't think I had necessarily been doing anything.
You have been doing stuff.
I mean, I've been.
What's the girl that's on Power? You've been doing
well,
stuff.
out here.
I don't want to say
don't
it
do
like that. I guess okay, this is how I'm thinking about it. I haven't been heavy on content for Jayda. I've been doing stuff for Ellis Sewing Company, and then I may post stuff for the podcast on like my Jayda Ellis page. But for Jayda, I haven't posted on TikTok or nothing. So it's like I haven't been doing a lot of new things for people to find me, basically. Yeah. So I guess it just felt like this is like out of nowhere because my Jayda Instagram had been dry for real. I had really only posted my birthday dress in the past like months for real. So it's just like, dang, like since May, I had only posted my birthday dress. So it's just like, dang, like I haven't really been putting myself out there. And so the fact that this still came, it's just like, what?
Welcome to Growing Topics, where we talk about hot topics in today's society. Jayda got a story, let's get it.
Yes. So today I want to talk about Ice Spice. Like, how can you lose when you already chose?
Get on, let's keep it stacked.
But basically, Ice Spice, she just did an interview with Variety, and she basically said that people be trying to act like I'm dumb, but I'm just a marketing genius. And so she really hasn't been around that long. But she's already been able to do 2 songs with Nicki Minaj, one being for the Barbie movie, which was really huge. She's gotten some big awards. She's also been able to perform at some big award shows, did a collab with Taylor Swift, and then she just got a big brand deal with Dunkin' to have her own drink.
She also did the Skims line. She was
Exactly. And so I hear sometimes people will say, well, she's only having all of this happen because she's pretty and she's light skinned. And they'll say there are other artists who are brown skin or dark skin who are maybe more talented than her, but and been around longer than her, but they haven't seen the same success. So do y'all really think maybe she really is just a marketing genius? Or do y'all think it has to do with maybe like her being light skinned?
I have a question. Do you know why people are calling her dumb?
I think
calling her dumb.
Maybe it could be her style of rap, and not to say her style of rap is dumb, but it's pretty simple, I would say. And then even I guess I don't want to.
Her being bold and saying that she is a marketing genius, that could be a reason.
Oh, that she think people think that she's dumb.
Yeah, they may think that she's dumb because she's saying I'm a marketing genius.
Okay, yeah. And even I'll say sometimes when people see like girls who like be twerking and stuff, like just like like how when she performs, like she'll throw a little 1-2 cheek and stuff, and people may think, oh, because of that she's not that smart or whatever, but I don't think that actually has anything to do with smarts, because I know Donnie said when she get a little hype, she do a little 1-2 on it. And she's pretty smart, so yeah. But it could be. I feel like it could be her style of rap.
With what you said about the whole thing of like dark skin and light skin and different things like that. I don't want to get into women's business, but you feel me? I look at it like Megan Thee Stallion. She twerked. She
true,
and she got big brand deals and all of that, and she can actually rap. Like true. You feel me? So I don't really know how that plays. I feel like at some point you got to give her some type of credit, like. The fact that she was on a Barbie movie, her song is on a Barbie movie that's gonna last forever with like one of the top rap artists. Yeah, like that's gonna be something that lasts forever. Like this only been a couple months of her being out for real. Like, I feel like her team is just putting her in the right position and she's at the right time. And like, it's just working out for her.
Yeah, I think, and I don't know if y'all have seen it, but on TikTok, people are saying like, Ice Spice is the female Pop Smoke. Yeah. And I think that's kind of crazy because I kind of do see the similarities. Yeah. I wonder if they have like the same
what similarities you see?
Yeah.
No, for real, low key, I see it too though. So I get that. I think she really could just be maybe she is kind of just really good at marketing though, because I remember some people also saying like after the whole Munch song she wasn't going to even be around that long.
I was going to say I feel like she did good letting that song ride out and get like the recognition, you know,
Yeah.
on TikTok.
Yeah.
I feel like it was very viral on TikTok. So
Honestly, what I'm thinking now, I actually think she really just took advantage of her momentum.
Right.
Because I feel like once things started picking up for her, it wasn't like she just focused on music. I feel like she even started branding herself maybe more like for fashion, like. So now she's like, you're seeing her in like more luxury type of pieces, like just kind of like Cardi B did that at one point. You started seeing Cardi as like a fashion girl and things like that.
But then again, all the people we're naming besides Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj, like those are all light skinned people.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
It kind of plays a part because I was even thinking of Coi Leray. Like Coi Leray she like took the advantage of her opportunity and build the momentum off of that. So like, but it's like all of these people are light skinned, so it's kind of hard to have.
And
that.
Nicki Minaj is dang near light skinned too. So,
you would Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, she's pretty on the lighter side.
She like Zell color, maybe a little lighter.
No. There isn't. Now that I think about it, there really isn't a lot of dark skinned females in the game
actually
that's known
and
doing
exactly.
well.
So it's like it's hard to tell. Like, is it really maybe the light skin privilege?
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
What about like,
or is it marketing?
I don't know, cause like, what about like, like Zell, Sexy Red, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if we're gonna say Ice Spice, we can't talk about Sexy Red. Like, she's doing her thing. Well, although you may not listen to her music, but she's still doing her thing. She still is speaking to a specific audience.
That's
shake your dress, shake your dress, shake your dress. Yeah.
Do you think she's gonna be able to do all this stuff? Well, I guess you could say that.
Why not?
Could she do all this
speaking
stuff?
to a specific audience the same way Boosie Badass spoke to a specific audience, the same way Jay-Z spoke to a specific audience. Like, they have their own demographic of people, and that's
a good point.
It may not be who we listen to, but you listen to Alex, the people that listen to Ice Spice or Sexy Red may not listen to him.
I got a counterpoint then. So some people say that in order to be brown skinned and like successful in these type of industries or like dark skin, you do have to like show more skin or be more crazy, like not crazy but like be off the wall, like say some wild stuff.
True.
Because think about all the brown skins and dark skins that you do know that's popping.
That is so true.
City Girls, Nicki Minaj.
I feel like I don't want to get too deep, bro, but I feel like it's all an agenda. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Like, it's an agenda being pushed.
Even that make me think of the TikTok girl Pinky Doll. Like, she had to put on a whole filter in order to make herself look lighter.
Yeah.
And then even like wore blonde hair to like kind of fit in the niche of like when people saw her for the first time, they were like, yo, like she's darker than what she appears to be on TikTok.
Yeah.
And that's because she would wear like a blonde wig, and she still does. She wears like a blonde wig and she wears a filter that makes her look lighter than what she actually is. Like, she's like kind of like your skin complexion, like brown skin. Yeah, like she's more brown. She's not light at all. Yeah,
I did not know that. Yeah, because she be looking light skinned in them TikToks.
Yeah, so
it's kind of like you got to play with the industry if you really want to.
Yeah, because I don't know a lot of brown skin and dark skins that don't have to do the most like that, like be overly sexual or whatever to be in the industry.
Overly exposing your body.
Exactly.
Pushing, I'm sorry, but they all talk about guys with SRTs and Hellcats, and they all talk about getting to the bag, and they talk about the same stuff.
Yeah.
And I was going to say with, I forgot.
You good?
I forgot.
Yeah. It's definitely all like, do you remember?
No.
Okay.
It's definitely all like, it's just like the general public, like it's a thing.
Yeah.
The general public, they have a certain look for people.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, I remember. So I was going to say, I actually heard about, I don't know where I heard it from, but I think it was on TikTok. Somebody was saying how Ice Spice is doing a good job, like playing her role, so to speak, as far as like with the orange hair and the fitted clothes, and she's light skinned, and she's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I heard somebody saying that, and I'm like, that's kind of true.
But I feel like if she playing her role, like she's doing a hell of a job. You feel me? Like, and one thing I see that she kind of would, in a sense, take heed from like Nicki is like, or no, I won't even say Nicki, but one thing she takes heed of is like, she moves as if she is a big artist. Like you don't really hear too much from Ice Spice. You hear it in her
I
music.
didn't think about
so
that.
she moves like she's a high level
and that plays in your marketing
That's
too,
true.
because we've talked about that for the podcast.
That's
Right.
true. But if she's playing her role, so to speak, would you say that that's her being a marketing genius?
Yes.
Playing in her role, being a marketing genius?
Like
Yes.
you're doing what's expected. So is that really?
But is it really doing what's expected? Because if you're doing what's expected, why are all the other artists not doing it?
I don't know, man.
If you're doing what's expected, why aren't all the other artists doing it? And yes, we're not gonna play dumb like as if there's no colorism and stuff in the industry, but like I feel like you can't discredit a person if they're succeeding in the industry. You feel me? Like to her point, like she can sit there and like I haven't heard from her, but like anyone that is light skinned and has like the lighter skin privilege, it's like, okay, cool, they can, you know, act oblivious as if there's no colorism. But I think everybody knows that there's colorism in any industry for real. Like people want you to look a certain way. Most people in corporate industry, you can't wear a curly afro. You got to have a wig on or something that's more professional than what your hair type is. So it's like there's different types of ways in the industry that you want to look, but I don't think she's playing her role. I think she's just playing her cards right. And she knows that this is her moment now, and so I'm gonna take advantage of everything on the table that I can for right now, because once it's all said and done, then you know now the next person comes. Yeah.
Good point. Well, yeah. So that's the end of this segment. So let's get back to the episode, y'all.
That's like the seeds that you've been planting, the posting that you did do.
Yeah.
It may not have been during the time span you're talking about, but I'm pretty sure there's been a time you've been consistent in doing,
for sure,
planting those seeds. It's like now they're growing, you know?
Nah, definitely.
And you've been doing this since you were a kid. So it's like, you have been doing stuff. It may not have been this year or this season of your life, but you have been doing stuff. You've been planting a seed every moment. Like even with how on the show they were saying your aunt, like, you know, instilled that into you, and now I can see why they kind of did make it sad, because they were like saying your aunt died, and I started tearing up. I was like, oh,
look, they had the pictures of her and everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, it made me want to tear up.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, not a G crying. That's
crazy. Bro. Oh my gosh, they made me want to tear up.
Yeah.
But look, I'm not gonna get it. Okay, that is the sad part of my story.
Yeah.
I just didn't get why they didn't want to talk about, like, I feel like there's so much of my story, but even they were like, I told them I learned how to sew from this lady named Miss Donna, this old white lady. And they were like, well, we're just going to say that, like, your aunt taught you how to sew.
It's like, forget that part.
And so then even in the thing, she was like, Jayda's been sewing since she was 7 years old. And I was just thinking, like, I did not start sewing until that white lady taught me when I was 15.
Jayda's like, but I'm just going to sit here and make it work.
I was like, I get it. You know, y'all want to add, because it was so funny. I was just like, I get it. Y'all want to add on to the story.
Yeah.
But, regardless, though, I was still grateful, because I'm just like, wow, like, God really wants me here. Yeah. He really wants me to do this. And it was incredible. The hotel was nice. Yeah. I had a chauffeur everywhere I was going. There was a guy, I texted y'all about this, but so after the first day of filming, I have my chauffeur come. He picks me up from the hotel, takes me back to picks me up from the studio, takes me to the hotel. And we're in this car ride. My friend was with me, so I wasn't talking to the guy. But then once I get out the car, he was like, hey, I just wanted to say I watch your podcast. And I was just like, what? And it was so unexpected, because he's not our demographic. He was like Middle Eastern, maybe Arabian or something like that, in his 30s. And so he wasn't even like just what I expected to be someone that like watches the podcast. Yeah. And so, hey, if you watching,
to that man, thank you to that man.
No, for real. And then he like quoted something that I had said from the episode or something.
Wow.
And I was just like, that's crazy.
Impact.
It was just like, I am in New York to be on TV, and I have a chauffeur who is taking me to my paid for a hotel.
Yes.
And they just said that they watched the podcast.
Like, Jayda,
if you watching, you better be clapping too.
Exactly. Like, come on.
Jayda did the little mama pose. Bro, she said, in New York.
Like, bro, that was like a crazy moment.
And I
that
think that's
had me
dope
hyped.
because it's not just, he didn't just say, oh, I watch your podcast. He quoted something. So that goes to show he's like actually
watching.
took
Like,
the time out to watch it. Like, that's crazy.
That is crazy in New York. And it's like, I know that we've seen people who watch our podcast in different places.
Yeah.
But it what I think typically when we've like, so when we were in Florida, it was like people saying like, oh, we seen your episode with Alex Jean because we're at his concert or something.
Right.
Or even I guess like when we're with Social Proof, it's like, well, they've seen it because we're with Social Proof.
Right.
This person had nothing to do with any of that. And I'm in New York.
And he's not even our demographic.
Exactly. And he said, I watch your podcast. I was just like, that is cool.
Even the woman that, and shout out to her that showed our episode to her classroom.
Yeah.
That's big. Like for
We're going to
praise
have more of
God.
that for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
Definitely.
that's why we just got to keep going and keep planting the seeds in different areas and what we do, you know, individually, but also when we come together to continue to plant those seeds. So that way, you know, and the people who, you know, shared it to their classroom, y'all got to share it with y'all friends so that it could get exposed to more people. Same person who was in the car, your valet driver, you gonna have more of that too.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, Jayda gonna have more spots.
All over
where she
the
getting
world.
private bookings.
Speak
all of
on
that.
it.
Private jets.
Yeah.
Rented out
sure.
mansions just for the trip.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
bruh.
Nah, for
But
sure.
yeah, it was definitely amazing. I was like a little nervous, but it was cool. Even just, I feel like I just got to meet some really dope people. The hairstylist and makeup artist on set, I was like, oh, y'all my friends. Like, they were super, super amazing. I just love when I meet people and I automatically feel like I can be myself 100%. Like, and so that was really cool. And they haven't even, like, when I got there, they had, like, my name, like, my own little room. And they
Yeah,
had
I
my
seen
name
that.
on the
Did
door.
you
take a picture?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
good,
took
good,
a picture
good.
of that. That was super cool. It was just so much. Like, I think I just was enjoying the whole entire experience. And then even having some of the producers say, I don't know if I should say this. Well, okay, it was a compliment, but I don't want it to be, like, shade
you don't gotta
to
say
other
it.
people.
Yeah.
If you don't
But
want to.
they just really, really liked my stuff.
That's good.
And it was just like, wow, because I still can have a bad habit of like doubting myself. And so, or doubting my skills. And I'm thinking like, oh, my stuff isn't going to be like good enough or whatever. And they like the fact that the whole production, like they loved it. Like they absolutely loved it. It just felt so, so good. And I feel like I just represented well for like the black women. I was the only black woman. So I just feel like I represented well for like black women for sure. And yeah, I loved it all. The second day we got to meet two dope icons in the fashion industry, and it was funny because we all had to provide a question. So I was like, okay, if I get to ask a question, I'm gonna ask like a for real business question. And it was so funny because they were like so stunned.
What's the question you asked?
I had asked them, so I was basically like, I've been doing custom couture for a few years, but I'm about to switch to the marketing space. Or not marketing. I would say I'm about to switch to the ready-to-wear space, manufacturing space. And so I said, what key things should I have in place for my customer experience, my marketing, and my branding to ensure the success of my high-end ready-to-wear line?
Yeah.
And they were so caught off guard. I didn't even get an answer. I was
That's
just like,
crazy.
That's
Jayda do be
good.
asking intentional questions.
Yeah, she does.
yeah,
for
so
sure.
I was just like, it's okay. I'll message them later because I'm gonna get my
It's
answer.
like y'all can't answer my question.
Yeah.
No, but that's good that you like had a really good experience because I've heard a lot of stories on people who've gone in these spaces where it's production, TV, and all this stuff, and they had a really bad experience with the crew, with the host, and all of that stuff. So I'm glad that your experience was a pleasure.
Everything was amazing. And I also thought it was so cool. So all the designers, it was 5 of us, we all had our own producer that was like in charge of like finding us. They were even like, they all had to write like a paper on us, like a research paper. To like give to Tamron. Yeah, I was like, I want to see what you wrote about me. But all of us had our own producer that was basically in charge of making sure we were good, that we had everything we needed and all of that good stuff. And one girl was like, oh, I love how it seems like everyone is like besties with their producer. Like my producer was this girl, her name is Carolyn. And I was like, it feel like you're my friend now. Like, it was just cool. I feel like the vibes were just amazing the entire time. One of my friends that live in New Jersey, she came out to New York and she got like the best content, like behind the scenes ever for me. And so I was super grateful for her. Yeah, because I didn't even ask her to. And I was going to try and like find a videographer, but she just came with her camera and I didn't even know she really took photos for her like that.
Wow.
And
so
she
I'm gonna send you this blessing, then I'm gonna send you this person to connect.
Right.
Literally. And so it was just like super, super amazing. I felt like super confident. I just felt really good about myself, you know?
Yeah.
And so, New York was dope. Hey, y'all, what's up? I know you're enjoying the episode, but real quick, we wanted to take a second to talk to y'all.
Hey, pull out your phones right now and text the word GPCREW to the number down below. Let's get it.
Go do that right now. You're going to get updates about new drops, events, and so much more.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let me get back behind the camera. Let's get it.
So how did you feel about, how was the process of, you already explained how you got there and different things like that, how you were feeling. How did you prepare for like the models and different things like that? Like, did you have to find models?
Yeah. So that week before leaving, that week was stressful, bruh. I slept like 2 to 3 hours, like a good chunk of that week, at least maybe 4 days.
Well, why was it stressful?
Because I still had orders. So it's like orders while also trying to get stuff sent to the show. I had to keep sending them stuff. I made an outfit for Tamron. I made this like really beautiful blouse for her within like 7 hours. Couldn't even I couldn't ship it because I realized I didn't have a zipper. But then when I did ship it, it was still like maybe 5 days or so before I was even supposed to go on TV. So it was time for it to deliver, and the FedEx never sent it. And it's so crazy how, like, you just had those feelings. I feel like, I don't know if it was just God or what, but it was just like, I remember when I gave her the package, I just felt like she is not about to send my stuff off. Like, I just felt it so strong. Like, and then even before I was because I think my flight was on Monday, I was thinking, like, I should go back to that place early in the morning because I just felt like my stuff was not sent off. And I didn't go. Wow. I was just like, it's fine. And so then I get to New York, and as soon as I get to New York, I think they were calling me saying, hey, like, your stuff never got sent off. And I was just like, bruh, I knew I should have freaking went and checked. And so, yeah, but...
so what did you do moving forward from that?
So they had me send a lot of my stuff to them, a lot of my dresses. So she just wore another dress that I had. But honestly, there's a group picture that we took on my Jayda Instagram. Y'all could go check it out. But it looked beautiful how it was.
Yeah, I saw
I'm
it.
not mad. We
her.
ate. I was like, period.
So you did a few pieces. What was the pieces you sent that was backup or like?
No. So they wanted to do like a mini fashion show or like showcase of my work. So that's why I had already sent so many pieces there. But it wasn't like I had to make a lot of stuff from scratch before going out there. It was just like I had to make a lot of little alterations. The only thing I made from scratch was the outfit I made for Tamron that she never got. But everything else was already made. It just needed little tweaks and things like that. And so, and then the models, they picked the models. They honestly did a good job of doing everything. They said, like, send us the measurements, we'll take care of it. They did that. And so, everything we needed. Even there was one girl whose skirt, like, ripped. One of the other designers, her skirt ripped. And they even had, like, someone there on hand to, like, help sew it up. And so, they made sure that we were really taken care of the whole time. And they even do this thing where they, like, let people who let designers who were on the previous year come back if you like had a lot of success within a year. So
that's dope.
I already know I'm gonna be back.
That's definitely
year.
Gonna be you.
Next year.
For sure, definitely gonna be back next year.
That's good though.
Yeah,
definitely.
It seemed like everything, like, although there were small little holes within it, everything played out like flawlessly.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, and that was the other thing. I just feel like God was just like moving for real. So my room number, it was 828. I was telling Yanni, I was like, even that, it felt like kind of prophetic because 8:28, that's a scripture, Romans 8:28, is all things work together for your good. And that literally summed up my week, because let's say the lack of sleep that I got that week from all the orders that I was trying to do. Typically, when I have put that much pressure, I probably was sewing on at least, like, when you think about all the alterations I had to do, plus the client stuff that I was working on, I was sewing on at least like 10 garments last week.
You were sewing while we were in here?
Yeah, exactly. I was literally sewing at the studio. I brought my sewing machine. I was sewing here. Typically, when I put that much stuff on myself, I always fold under pressure. Something always goes wrong. Even if I get it done, it's always something wrong with something. The fact that everything literally worked out for my good, I was just so in shock. I was like, this cannot be going this well. The fact that everything is working out, it was just crazy to me. Like, and so it was just crazy that even that number was my room number. Like, all things work together for your good. It was just like,
it's like the small little sign.
Yes, exactly. It was just like, period, guys.
Yeah, period. And I'm thinking, even like with the opportunity you didn't take with the Good Morning America, it's like that you could say that worked together for your good, because who knows? What if you didn't do that? Would you have been on this? It's just a different perspective to think from. But
for sure.
It's really cool how when you're doing something for God, He's gonna cover everything for you, because the enemy is definitely gonna throw stuff in your path. As like you said, you sent her a whole outfit and it didn't get shipped. Yeah. But God said, I know that's gonna happen. So let me like have you ship some stuff over here, so that she still has an outfit. So that's good.
That way you're not stressing about like what's next in the process. It's like everything ran smooth, and then you also got like these dope pants.
Yeah,
these pants that like everybody wants. My mom was even asking. She was like, I want these pants, and I was like, well, she only got 60 pairs, so I don't know what to tell
Sign up for the email list.
Yeah, you guys sign up for the email. You feel me?
I got so much love on those pants. The plan was to drop them while I was out there, but my website still wasn't ready. Which is cool. I had hit up a friend to do it for me, but he was like also
swamped with work.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So it was more so like, I'm gonna try and get this done for you. Yeah. And he really was trying, but he just didn't have time to have it out in time. And also, it was hard for me to keep communication with him, because when I got there, it was still like I was still doing a lot of moving around. Yeah. Especially like Wednesday when we were recording, and he kept like needing information from me. We were they're filming all day. It was really hard to exactly. So I was just like, it's okay. I was like, my goal is just to keep up the momentum, and so
which you have
exactly. And so I was like, I'm gonna keep posting now. Like, I'm about to keep putting out content. I'm actually about to send my samples off to some celebrities probably next week. And so I think once I get those celebrities in the samples, then I'll just drop it then, because it'll be like, I'm gonna still post content around the pants between them, but when people see those big names in it, then they'll be like, oh, shoot. Yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, I want it.
Exactly.
You've been real intentional about like the marketing behind like everything that's coming, like, you know, the pants. Then like you're on the show. So, you know, like even with what you had told me, like while we were in book club, you were saying like, I was asking like, who's going to do your hair? Like, do you got a photographer, stuff like that? And you were just saying, you know, you're not going to get your hair straight because that's something that you do like every once in a blue moon.
Exactly.
But like your curly even hair, Jayda, that's what everybody knows.
Exactly. Because even that, I was like, that goes into like your branding. And so it's just like, if I'm like known for big hair, it makes sense. I don't want people to follow me and then they're like, this is like a completely different person than like what I just saw on TV. And so I feel like it makes sense because it goes along with my branding. Like maybe for my audience that follows me, they may be like, oh, Jayda popped out, she got her hair straightened, because they know that, oh, she always has curly hair. But for people who are just finding me, it's like they may be confused, like, oh, this is completely different than like what I just saw. And so
and go ahead.
Oh no, you could finish and then okay. I was gonna say, I think it's cool because I remember you were telling me, like, I think you were telling me and Trey how you didn't know how you was gonna like market. You felt. I remember you were talking.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what you said, but I remember you were explaining it in a way where you were kind of feeling overwhelmed because you didn't know how you was gonna like
you just
market.
reminded me of something.
And I remember you
Oh
were
my gosh.
coming up with like ideas, and you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it and stuff. And it's like, well, should I just do this or should I do this?
Oh, I know the conversation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
And I remember-
I wanted to do those videos.
Yeah, and so
Bro, and that was gonna cost $2,000.
yeah, and so
Wow.
now I'm thinking like when you're in God's plan, so it's like He's putting celebrities in your path, influencers, big entrepreneurs,
spending
TV,
thousands of dollars.
and you don't have to stress about a thing.
I did not have to pay not one
exactly.
thing for New York.
And that's the thing with like when you're in God's plan, He's gonna work everything out for your good.
I didn't
I
even
did
think
not
about
even
that because
think
we
about
were
that
sitting in the
either.
room. Like,
Yeah.
Jayda was coming up with all these ideas
yes.
for promo, and it's like, all right, well, I need the funds in order
exactly.
to
I
push
remember
this out.
telling y'all because I think even just to record it was going to be like my whole marketing like rollout I had in mind. It was going to be like $3,000, not including the paying the models, like makeup, paying or getting a photographer to come, location. So it's not even included none of that. That was going to be a whole extra set of probably like another maybe $2,000, $1,500, something like that. So it just felt like a lot to do all at once, you know. Oh, God is good. And then even it's crazy how like after all of this happened, I remember trying to do so much to get an investor like before launching, but now like there's this lady I'm talking to who is like dead set like, I want you to know I'm investing in your business. Like it doesn't matter because she and it's so cool because she sees, like she said, like you're marked, like you're destined for greatness. So I want to be a part of this. So I want you to know I'm investing in you. And it also makes me happy because something I just thought about. I remember talking to this other guy who was going to be a potential investor. I remember when we first started talking, I didn't know how to start it because this was my first for real like investment proposal type of meeting. And I went straight into like talking about my background. Like, well, if you're like an investor, I figure you need to know about my brand story. And I'm talking about that, and I'm talking about God. And then they stopped me and they were just like basically saying like too spiritual or whatever. And like, don't do that for like your next investor that you talk to. Like, just go straight.
That?
Yeah. Like they said, just go straight into the numbers. Like they don't really, he was like, investors not gonna really care about like your story. They just want to know how you're gonna make them money, which I understood.
Yeah.
But I love that this lady loves, like, she wanted to know my story first. And so, I don't know. It's just, like, also some comfort in that. And now, like how I was saying before, I was trying to pause doing all the work and get an investor first. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to start on the launch once I get an investor. Well, now that I've started on the work, now I have an investor who can like help put some more money in to help push it. And so it's just literally all things work together for your good, man. Like God is good. And it's like a lot of things are unfolding in my mind right now that I'm realizing because I really did not even think about how you said. I was really stressing about like, dang, I really want to do this idea for my marketing. And now I am like getting opportunities, like certain people that I'm about to work with for these pants. Even my the marketing campaign, I think I told y'all about like a set apart series. I don't know. Like I got people confirmed for that, and it's just like, wow. It's just like working out without me even having to do as much, without me having to spend $1 million, you know?
For sure.
And so it just shows that like everything will be good, you know?
And that's why I think it's like important with branding and different things like that. Like we all have our own lane of branding. Like one thing you always preach is like, I want to be the next Gucci, the luxury design. And like Yanni preaches like, you know, I want
being the best Christian
like the
streetwear
best Christian
brand.
streetwear brand. And then for me is like just content creation, Tyler Perry Studios, like Tiana Taylor Productions. Like we all have our own branding, and you have to identify like who do you want to present yourself as in the world? Like what is your presence that you bring? And I really like when you said the thing about your hair because like that's something that people really don't pay attention to. Like
exactly
when me and Yanni had went to Atlanta streetwear market, and even another place I had went to alone, I had on like shades. So you think, okay, I know who I am, but like people who watch you on a specific place and they see you as one place all the time, like as present yourself as one way all the time, when they see you, like when you switch up your look by any means, like it may be harder to point you out in a crowd because like you don't know, you're not used to that. You feel me? Like even when I was on YouTube, like I had blue hair, so when I had like a blue afro hair, you see me out in public, like you know that's you. Like you have to bring yourself how you want to be presented.
Even how like every time I go out for an event, 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna wear a corset because it's like that goes along with my actual fashion brand, like my branding, and so it's just like I want to be recognized at a certain way. So it would have looked crazy if I would have wore. Okay, so I actually brought a second outfit, and it was still fashionable, but it was like more like chill, right? And I was just like, I don't feel like I should wear this. Because I was just thinking it doesn't fit the brand. It's still very fashionable, but it does not fit the brand. Exactly.
And that's crazy because remember when we were in that one location, I don't know if I should say so, I'm gonna just say that one location.
Oh, you're talking about the lady?
The lady, I was
gonna bring that up.
Yeah, we had, remember the experience we had of the lady that was telling us, you guys look like what you do.
That's what I'm saying.
And so I remember one time I was even telling Jayda, like, with her being a fashion designer, it's like, I feel like she carries the presence of a fashion designer.
Does.
Like, from, like the way she, like, dresses, even, like, your fit. It's just like the whole
and not to be
look.
weird, but like Jayda be smelling good. Like, you be smelling. As soon as she walk in the room, you smell like her presence. So it's like
definitely. So I definitely feel like you do well carrying the presence. All of us really do.
For
carrying
sure.
the presence of what we do.
Yeah, for sure. You always gotta have wise on. Even with me, like on a
time.
podcast, I said like I need to make more designs, like instead of wearing other people's stuff. And that's what you really have to be intentional with branding is like you can't just go around looking any way or even this is something that Donnie had mentioned before. Like if you have a clothing brand, prime example to you, if you have a clothing brand and you're promoting and you're like in your apartment and you're showing the packages on the floor and like
dirty crusty floor.
Like the floor is not vacuumed and stuff. It's like I don't want to.
I
don't want to buy that.
Brand association, and I think I don't know if I mentioned this in the episode before, but I remember I think it was a conversation, but I was saying like even the way people do photo shoots for their brands. Everything that's in that picture for that photo shoot is communicating the type of brand you have to the person that's looking. With me having a streetwear brand, most likely my models are going to have on some cargos or some dunks. We're probably going to have like a fitted on. It's like it's a certain presence, it's a certain look in that picture for you. You're probably going to have, most likely with you having a fashion brand, your photo shoots are going to look high quality. It's going to look crisp. The models are going to be put together. The makeup's going to be done. It's communicating the type of brand. It's like you're talking too much.
It's like hush.
But I wanted to make this point. If y'all have a brand, especially like in the clothing industry specifically, honestly, and you guys do pictures or you network a lot, be very aware of how you're looking, how you're presenting your brand. Like if you have a clothing brand and every time you network you got stains on your shirt, like that's not good for your brand because people are gonna think, well, this is like, they don't really care about their brand, so why should I shop with them? Because they don't even care about the presentation. So even if you have a graphic designer business, okay, how do you tell people about your brand? How are you posting your content? If you have a graphic, you edit. Everything you post on social media should be crisp, clear, because then they're saying, oh, this person's quality is good. Dang, they edited that. That's why, Trey, when you edit pictures, you put royalty made it, edited this, so that people see you, they know, boom, he has a graphic design business, and this edit that's on his picture on his main page is so well that I actually want to shop with his brand.
Right, and I've
Royalty
gotten like
made it.
like I've gotten a lot of sales through Royalty Made It by just and it don't even have to always be big. Sometimes like me in this outfit on my Instagram, I put on the sign Royalty Made It. I could have just left it there with somebody else's business, but it's like, no, let's be intentional. And even the small things, because I feel as though this is something that I learned from Justin Owens on his episode. One thing he said, like, you can have tangible products and you can have intangible products. And so what you guys have, y'all have tangible products where people can touch, feel, and or they can't taste it, but you know,
it's like if you want to eat it.
If you have a business that you know you can taste, then like those are tangible products. Whereas me, I'm selling an idea. So the idea that I'm selling is the quality of the work, what it looks like, even the smallest things. This is something that I see with graphic designers all the time. When you're recording from your laptop, people are looking at the screen and your keyboard and seeing how dirty it is. So if your keyboard is all dirty and stuff on the screen, wipe it off. Or even just your screen itself, like wipe the screen off before you send a preview to somebody from the laptop, because they're paying attention to all of that. Like those are small little things that I noticed. And even something that my mentor had told me, like when you post about, when you post about like low paying clients and like the memes and stuff, it's cool, it's funny and all for graphic designers, but a high level designer, a high level client that wants to work with you, they see that and they see like, oh, this person, they work with a lot of low level clients, I don't really want to work with them. And even such a thing of like pricing, like I've noticed certain people that are like high level, when I was mentioning my prices before, like when I was mentioning I was charging like $8 and stuff like that, like they were looking like, you work with Dave and Donnie and you're charging that. Like they were looking at all of that. All of that goes within your branding, and you have to be intentional about what you're presenting.
That's good. Sure. Everything that's connected to your brand, the pricing, the delivery, the packaging,
social media,
the social media, customer service, the content, the way you show up. All of that is going to play a role into your brand. Like it's all brand association.
For sure.
And customer service, like it all what you said of social media presence, it's not just about posting content. Like sometimes people look at the comments and see, are you responding to people that aren't getting their stuff? Are you responding to people that, you know, has said, oh, I haven't received my orders in a couple weeks? Are you nipping it in the bud? Or are you deleting comments and different things like that? Like everybody knows I done been through hell and back with my business. And I've intentionally continue to work on it, and like I'm not hiding from anything. Like I speak on what I have struggled with in the past. So it's like people want to see that stuff, because this is something that, remember the one time when I was saying that for my graphics page I don't really want to show myself, and y'all were like, well, how do you know, like how will people trust you?
Exactly.
Like, you have to build that trust on social media. They need to see that you are a human in business,
right? And like when you were saying that, it was as far as like the comments and deleting it and all of that stuff, that's good. Yesterday, I actually got a comment on Wise Label, and somebody was like, I had reposted an old video, a public interview, because I need some more public interviews and I need to edit them and stuff. So I'm like, let me just repost one, right? Yeah. Somebody commented and they said, I've seen this video the first time she posted it, and they were like, I hope she's not doing this just for content and that she's actually witnessing, right? And so I went on my main page. Normally with comments, I really don't respond. Not for no specific reason, but it just be a lot of comments. And it normally, all of them are normally saying amen. But I know, right, exactly. So I know for specific reason, but I normally don't reply to comments. But for this one, I'm going to respond because I do witness in real life. And so I went on my main and I replied and I said, hey, I do. And then she deleted the comment. But the thing is, it's like brand association. Okay, for me specifically, I have a Christian streetwear brand. What are you doing in real life? Because that is important. Okay, you say your brand is, I say my brand helps young adults with their faith. Okay, well, do you, because not only are people going to search for that, but I have a spiritual brand, so I know God is making sure I'm doing what I say my brand is doing, but not even from a spiritual perspective. Like if you say your brand is doing something, or however you present your brand, make sure you're doing that, and make sure everything is aligned to what your brand stands for, how you want your brand presented, and all of that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and I don't know, how do y'all feel about people saying like, oh, I'm the jack of all trades? Because one thing that I realized, I actually had this conversation with a family member. They were telling me like, oh, I want to start this, I want to do that, I want to, be in music, I want to edit like you, do graphics like you, and I also want to sell clothes. And so for me, I'm like, bro, I don't even know what you're focused on. You feel me? And so I feel as though that's also a turn off for people. Like and I broke it down to them. Any person that has been successful, they did one thing. I feel as though they have done one thing at a time. Like also the book, The Science of Getting Rich, they said that rich people do things in a specific way. They do things in a certain way. And so you have to be intentional, because if when I post, I do graphics and I'm a podcaster. That's all I'm doing right now. So if that's what you want to be, you have to present yourself as that. Like Beyonce didn't start off, singing and saying she's in real estate or saying she has a charity and stuff like that. Like you do one thing at a time, and you don't necessarily have to do one thing at a time, but you can present yourself as one
master
way.
One thing.
Yeah, master one thing.
Be known for one thing.
Right.
And it's crazy because that's actually the book. I'm literally reading the book right now, One Thing.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a book right now called The One Thing. And in that book, he was saying how successful brands are known for one thing.
Yeah.
McDonald's are known for their Big Macs. Burger King is known for their Whoppers. Target is known, I don't know, but they're known.
You're like, Target is known for it. Target is known for staying in the store and getting you to buy everything you want.
Exactly. Target is known for being a bougie grocery store.
Yeah. Like brands are known for one specific thing. And it's like, I'm not about to trust you to do my credit if you're over here talking about all this other 5 million things.
Right.
Because it's like, okay, you're not, I can't trust you with my brand because you're talking.
Exactly.
And that's actually why I don't know. I think I told both of you, but I was thinking about reaching out for brand deals for my personal brand. Yeah. But I'm like, I don't want to do that because I don't want to confuse people. I don't want to be out here promoting all these 5 different things. And it's like, I know my community is going to be like, okay, well, what do you want us to do? You're confusing us. Yeah, I want you to know I do Wise Label and Growing Painz. That's it.
Yeah. Nah,
yeah,
I feel
like no, but like for real, like you really got to do things in a it's like, that's how you know Jayda wasn't listening, because she just like,
I was listening.
Yeah, I
so
feel
don't do that.
Yeah, I been getting on me when I'm not listening.
No, that's not I'm not listening.
Jayda, you wasn't listening.
I was listening. So don't do that.
Jayda's like, yeah, that's nice.
Bro, y'all, be known for one thing.
Be known for one thing.
And master one thing. Make sure y'all brand presence is good. Brand association is everything.
That even reminds me of my friend, one of the guys that mount the TVs back at home, Triple M TV mountain. So like people want him to mount different things like the TV, put up the fireplace, and do different things of that nature. What is going on? Okay. Yeah, like people want him to do multiple things. Like I forget exactly what people were requesting for him to do, but he actually posted on his story like, this is the services that I provide. I'm not doing anything outside of that. I'm not gonna just take your money just for the fun of it. And that's even for me, like when I'm editing for people or when they ask me, oh, can you edit my videos and stuff, I say like, are you monetized on your channel? Because what is the point of you making an investment where it's coming out of your own pockets and you're investing into this channel and it's not growing and you're just investing money because you see everybody else has an editor? Right. Have you put in the work to even have an editor, or are you making an investment back? And so like, it's like being intentional for real. Like even with what Dave said on your thing, I completely lost a thought just now, but he was talking about like, having your courses and different stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And, it's like, what exactly do you do? Like identify what exactly do you do, package it up, sell that idea on social media as your presence, and continue to push that narrative so that way people can know you for this one thing. They didn't ask Wendy Williams, is she in real estate, if she's doing this? No, she's a TV host. She's a radio personality. Angie, I was gonna say Angie McGee. Angela Yee. Angela Yee, she's a radio personality, but she has tons of investments and stuff. She said on stage she was in Brick and Mortar and all of that stuff. But it's like, you know her as a radio personality. That's what you know her as.
Yeah. Like it's okay for you to do, well, I would say master what you do first.
Yeah, master what you do first.
And then get into other stuff, because it's like your attention is so divided. If you're trying to start, it's hard enough trying to grow one thing.
Right.
If you're trying to grow this one thing and then 5 other things, for one, people can tell, okay, yeah, this person's not consistent in anything they do, for one. And for 2, they can't trust you. So put all your energy into one thing that somebody can specifically know you for.
Yeah, because when you start something, it's like a folder on a laptop. When you start something, when you get that LLC or when you start this business, there's multiple things that got to be done. You got to open up the bank account. You got to figure out how you're going to market yourself. You got to figure out what's the plan for making money? How much money are you going to make a year? What clients are you speaking to? Who's your audience? Different things of that nature. And so if you're focused on so many things, it's like all the tabs on the screen is open, like a laptop. Whereas if you look in one folder, you can find, all right, this is what I need for the LLC. This is my clients that I work with. These are the monthly retainers that I have and different things like that. So it's being intentional, and that way you can point your focus in the specific direction that you need to.
And one more analogy. One more analogy. Think of if you have buckets, right? If you have one bucket, you only have you have water enough to fill that bucket. You pour into that, but you're like, I want to fill this bucket up too. You pour it into that. I want to pour it into this bucket too. Now you're running out of water and none of the buckets are filled. Fill up one bucket and then go into your other buckets. And even for us, like we're growing our brands, but we're also doing Growing Painz, you know? Right. So that's technically 2 things.
Yeah.
But I feel as though we have all individually, like we know what we're doing in our business. We just have to scale it now. But Growing Painz is like a whole new entity. Like, and
even with Growing Painz, it still sometimes takes away from our brand. Sometimes we have to step away from sewing. I have to step away from editing or step away from my clothing brand to sit here. So even we don't
get things done for Growing Painz because of our business.
Yeah, so it's like it goes back and forth. Like I literally have graphics that I got to do right now.
Yeah, I got to work on my website.
Yeah, like we literally have stuff that we have to do outside of Growing Painz, but this is why you can't start so many things. Imagine we add, I don't know,
something else,
cooking business or something on top of this, food seasoning. Jayda know how to cook.
Yeah,
I don't know about you.
I don't know about me either. I be air frying everything, but I want to say
she's
this.
like, I don't have no smoke with Jayda.
I have nothing to say against that. And I'm not gonna lie. For me, I had my editing brand. I had my editing. I had 3 clients but I was using that to fill my business. So it may be a certain thing where it's like, okay, I have to do this so I can work on my brand. And that's cool because, you have to fund your brand. If it's something like that, then that's cool. But don't just start things for the fun of it. What is it, gold syndrome?
It's shiny objects. Shiny objects.
You said gold digger syndrome?
She said gold digger? Shiny object syndrome. Shiny object syndrome. Syndrome. We gonna leave it like that. You feel me? When you see the shiny thing or you start one thing and you do that. And that's why even like how you said that, in a sense, you editing, working on your brand and having Growing Painz, that's 3 things right there.
Yo, I was so burnt out, bro.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, and it's like when I was doing YouTube, I just did YouTube. And then I started graphics and I did graphics for at least 3 years. Now I have the podcast and now I have YouTube, and it's still a lot.
That's what I was going to say. We've been trying to be consistent on YouTube for the longest.
Yeah.
That's another bucket we're trying to fill. And we're struggling to fill that bucket up because we still have all our personal stuff going on.
Yeah.
So.
But I think, and I seen this recently because we got to wrap up. But one thing that I seen was somebody was saying like, oh, I wish I could teach myself how to not sleep. And it's like, I was looking at the post and it was kind of iffy because it's almost like successful people don't think like that. They say that they need sleep. They say that they have like things that they need to do.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yeah, I'd be seeing on TikTok successful people be like, I'm gonna get my sleep.
Yeah, they're like, I gotta get my sleep because how else are you gonna operate?
Exactly.
It's like you just have to figure out like, all right, in this moment, do I need to delegate? Do I need to put in more work? Do I need to set up SOPs and systems? And like, that's what we all working on right now. And that's why we don't want to always come to the episodes like just constantly talking about the same things where it comes redundant at this point.
That's good. I have more stuff to say, but
we're gonna have to leave it. You feel like Jayda?
She feels it. She feels it.
Jayda's just sitting there like,
Because Dale said
She's like, yeah, y'all are talking.
Like,
going back and
right.
forth.
She's like, y'all
I
talking too
had
much.
nothing. Plus, I was like, I already talked so much at the beginning of the episode. I was like,
Girl, we would
She
have
said,
loved you.
"Oh, handle my leftovers." But now we gotta wrap up.
hey y'all, so thank you for watching this episode of Growing Painz Podcast. But before we end the episode, we're about to do our last segment, Make It Make Sense, where we give advice to young adults going through life. So today, Trey has a question for us.
Let's get it.
Yes, let's get it. So this person said, I need some advice. I've been stood up twice last night, and it seems like women don't like nice dudes. I feel like I could be too lame or too awkward for women. I just need to know why the women I go for don't like me back or gravitate towards me. How come other dudes find luck and I get a terrible hand? Am I ugly? Do I look lame? Like dating apps don't work for me neither. They said I just need answers because I feel like I'm below the food chain.
Wait, did he say how old he was?
No, I didn't ask him.
Can you pull it back up?
Yeah.
So something that comes to my mind is like what I wish I could ask you, but like what makes you say your niceness is what is the reason why they don't want you, you know?
Ooh,
That may
that's
be
a
a
good
whole
point.
different reason. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like what makes you say that? Is it something, do you already feel like it's your niceness?
Yeah.
Because nobody said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true that nice guys don't get the girl.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, it may be what type of girl are you going after? What type of girl
That part.
are you trying to date? Because I know for me, I like nice guys. So
That part.
Yeah, the one thing I'll say is definitely depends on the person that you're looking for. Are you looking for somebody that, you know, isn't necessarily looking for that? They're probably a city girl or something, not even like trying to be funny, but they're probably somebody that's looking for something in return, whether it's monetary or, you know, something that the man can do for them. And if you're not that kind of person, you don't align with, you know, the person that they're looking for. So y'all just don't match.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, I definitely know that girls do like confidence.
yeah,
And I would say, like, don't ask what's wrong with me. Why are girls
Yeah.
not liking me? Because
I
I
was
feel like
just about to say
I
that.
feel like that's coming from a place of insecurity. Am I not? Why girls don't like nice guys? Or
Am I
what's wrong with
lame?
me? Am I lame?
Am I
And so
ugly?
when I hear that, I'm thinking, okay, those are reasons you probably already think that about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And girls, we have a way of reading energy. We can tell when a guy is not confident. We could tell when a guy doesn't really like stand on business. And girls like confident guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if you're coming into the relationship, oh, she gonna think I'm lame. She gonna think I'm this. She gonna think I'm too nice and all of this. She's gonna feel that. And
for sure.
we like to feel secure in our man. So like if she can read that may make her like kind of run away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really like a confidence thing. So one thing I watch is like I'm getting into watching more videos about like how you carry yourself, how you dress. Like it's really important, those things. Are you getting a haircut? Are you, you know, keeping up with yourself? Like, you know, are you like making sure your hygiene is good? You smell good when you walk in the room. And like one channel that I look at is Teaching Men's Fashion. And so they have like a ton of videos on there that you can watch where they're teaching you like, all right, this is how you keep your hygiene up to par. This is how you talk to a girl. And it also like your posture when you walk in a room.
Yeah.
Like, are you slouching when you sitting down? Like, is your chest up? Like when you speak, you feel me? Are you confident? Are you, does somebody have to tell you to speak up and different things like that? Are you looking people in the eye when you're speaking to them?
Yeah.
So those are like different things that I believe you have to pay attention to, and, you know, not be so in your subconscious mind where you're just moving, where you're not really attracting the energy that you would desire.
Yeah, and I want to say this real quick. If a girl doesn't want you because you're too nice, they're not the one for you.
Yeah.
Like, don't feel like you
Exactly.
gotta change who you are, change how you move because you feel like a girl isn't gonna like you. The right girl for you is gonna like you just for the way you are. Once you start working on yourself and start being confident in who you are, then you're gonna start attracting, you know? And don't feel like, oh, everybody out here has a relationship. Oh, these guys, like, don't compare yourself
I was
either.
just about
'Cause
to say
that's why
that.
we're here.
Wait, you're saying don't compare yourself to
Yeah, don't compare yourself to other guys. Why does this guy get this girl? This guy always has this girl, nice girls coming around. Don't compare yourself. Focus on you. What can you work on? And as you work on yourself, the girls are gonna come. And also, don't feel bad. Like, don't beat yourself down, because there's more to life than relationships, you know?
Yes.
So like, stand on who you are, and the girl's gonna come. But also, don't feel bad if you don't get the girl you want or something like that, because they're just not the one for you.
Yeah, and I would say, even how you said, are you too awkward for women? There are people who honestly will love your awkwardness. There's somebody for everybody. Whatever like quirks or weird traits you think you may have, there are people who will love those things. And then even you said something about dating apps don't work either. That is okay. Everybody, dating apps aren't the thing for everybody, so that's okay as well. I'll say just focus on not trying to force anything, and just allow things to happen naturally. Maybe start with just trying to build a foundation with people, just getting to know them, allowing them to see your personality and things like that, and then maybe try and move from there to going on a date or something along those lines. But I would say the biggest thing that you may need, that I feel like would impact you in the best way, is how Yanni mentioned confidence.
Yeah.
I feel like once you have that confidence, you may even start to see a different type of woman come around or be interested in you, because you're not looking at yourself in such a low way.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely like inner work that you have to do for yourself. Like, you have to consistently do inner work. And I look at it like this: if you have insecurities, that just means that you're seeking for inner security. And that just really means that like you're seeking for inner self-value, and you can't apply value based on what other people think of you. You feel me? So like, I have insecurities, but I know that for a fact that I have to love myself first before I can have anybody else love me. Yeah. So it's like, it's really all around a confidence thing. The more that you identify who you are, you know who you are, you know what you bring to the table, then your confidence moves with that. And not in a way of financial stuff, but your true character. Are you kind to people? Do you look out for people? Do you show love to your family? Like, all of that stuff matters. And it's not about like a look, or you have to look a certain way, you have to have jewelry and different things like that. Yeah. If you're lame, or like if you're considering yourself to be lame, it's like, people are going to receive that energy that you're giving off. You feel me? So it's really like, you have to be intentional about what you're saying to yourself, and the negative feedback that you're saying. Speak more positive than you do negative. Yeah,
because you will project who you are in other people, and that person's going to receive how you view yourself.
Yeah.
And also, I wanted to say to the girl that stood you up, forget her. There's other fish in the sea, okay? And don't beat yourself up about it. Do not, like, tear yourself down. She just wasn't the one for you.
Yeah, you may be the next Michael B. Jordan, you feel me? May pop out. You may pop out, and somebody may say, oh, I knew you, and you gonna diss her and be like, nah, go ahead, like, where you was. You feel me? Yeah, like, remember you dissed me?
Move around.
Yeah. But you gotta be like Bryson Tiller, don't. But all right, we got that was the end of this episode.
This was a good episode.
Definitely.
For sure. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are posting our podcast episodes on here now, so you'll be getting entertainment content, vlogs, challenges, all that good stuff along with the podcast itself. And we post every Friday. So yeah, we appreciate y'all for pulling up.
And make sure y'all follow our Instagram, Growing Painz Pod. Follow our TikTok, Growing Painz Podcast, and stay connected with us, you know?
For sure. Subscribe to the audio, because that's what people got to do.
Yeah. We be posting Go Get Her Mondays. We be dropping gems on there. Y'all missing out if y'all are not subscribed. Like, go subscribe right now.
Subscribe. Hurry up.
Hurry up. Like, we're waiting.
All right, y'all. We out.
Bye, y'all.